We are here. How you doing?
I'm good.
What's your name and where you from?
My name's Sarah Johnson, and I was born and raised, and I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, but mainly born and raised in Dawson area.
Okay. How old are you?
26 years old.
Okay. You are homeless, correct?
I've been homeless for the past 8 years straight, since I turned 18.
Wow. What was life like for you growing up?
Shitty. I had everything I ever wanted or asked for, but what I didn't have was the love and care and attention from my parents at that.
Yeah.
My parents weren't the best at being parents, but they tried, so. Now my relationship with my parents is a lot stronger, but I don't have my dad. He died when I was 17, so.
I'm sorry to hear
My three
that.
brothers raised me pretty much.
Okay. So you just have 3 brothers?
I have total altogether with all my siblings together, half and full blood. I have over 15 siblings.
Okay.
But only 4 sisters total. The rest are brothers. I've also buried 4 of those brothers in the past 30 years.
And I'm sorry to hear that. When's the last time you spoken to your family?
I speak to my mom every day.
Okay.
The rest of my family I haven't talked to in almost 5 years.
Wow.
I've not spoken to my stepfather since I was 18, and he raped me.
Wow.
So,
yeah. I'm sorry that happened to you. Do you currently have an addiction?
I'm actually no longer an addict. I'm actually a recovering addict off of alcohol, heroin, fentanyl, Xanaxes, ice, weed, and that's it.
Yeah. How did you get introduced to those drugs?
My dad and my mom weren't around very much, and so my three most important brothers to me, my oldest brother who I buried about a month ago, and my second oldest brother who's currently locked up still, and my youngest brother who is also deceased after taking 50 rounds to the chest.
Wow.
He was one of the main ones that raised me. Part of the reason why I think I'm so open about being gay, because he was.
Yeah.
But they were all drug dealers.
Right.
And being raised by them, 6 years old, fucking, I'm running the door, running dope for fucking the dope man. Because my brother, fucking at 6 years old, at the trap house and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just the way it was. But I never touched any type of substance ever until I turned 18. Okay. That's the first time I touched it. What led to that? What led to that attempt was of just trying out ice for the first time. Thought that, hey, it's just to be trying it. I've been so strong all these years. There's no way I won't be able to stop after I try it if I don't. No, but never did I expect that I would go to doing an 8-ball a day in 8 months, but.
Yeah.
My dad had died, and that broke me.
Yeah.
The strength in me broke that day. I started fucking falling under.
Yeah.
So.
How do drugs make you feel?
How did what?
How did the drugs make you feel when you were using?
When I first started using drugs, they made me feel amazing. They took away all the pain. I didn't have to deal with all of it. I didn't have to deal with everything I was experiencing in life. Anything that happened to me at that point, it was like, it's nothing. Fucking, I ain't gonna stress it. There's nothing there, no care left, and I didn't have to worry about dealing with it. But eventually ice became unable to touch me. I couldn't feel it because my tolerance had gotten so high that my first attempt and decision to try fentanyl happened, and I could feel it. But not only could I feel it, but unlike the ice, it took away every bit of my pain.
Yeah.
And at the time, and that fucking hooked me until one thing led to another, and in 1 year's time at that, I overdosed at least fucking 20 times in that year alone. In one weekend that year, I overdosed 8 times at that. And my first overdose, if everyone thought, oh, she'll quit now, fucking we'll have her back, because that's what woke her up. But instead, fucking after my first overdose, which led me to actually seeing the light, I had crossed over so far.
Yeah.
I was dead for 5 minutes straight, no heartbeat, no nothing. And it wasn't a standard overdose. I had been poisoned with 50% rat poison.
Wow.
Because somebody had paid someone to kill me.
Wow.
At that point, because they said that I was a threat to all the bad and evil things that they had going on. If anything, I was a threat to the sex trafficking ring that funnels in Nashville. That I had already taken and rescued 15 women from their grasp at that point and escaped myself. My first 3 weeks being in Tent City, I was kidnapped myself by the sex trafficking ring.
Wow.
And I was already sold for $20,000 online.
Wow. Take us through that day. What were you doing that day, and how did you get kidnapped?
I was trying to help people save lives that day. I've been awake on meth for about 3 weeks straight. At that point, I was working security for Rocky and Sherry at the time, and keeping them safe and everybody safe around that they were in charge of, and helping them everywhere I could to help to keep lives safe and everything. That morning that night was the first freeze of the winter. We weren't prepared for it to hit when it did. It hit us early. It hit us almost 3 weeks early. None of the campsites were ready and winterized at that. We weren't prepared for none of it. So that morning, we got a report at the tent door that we had 8 hypothermic cases, 2 dead people with that frozen death that are discovered that morning after fucking roll call checking. Wow. And I went out fucking fully trying to fall asleep, still no rest of that. Left and went straight to go to the store to get propane, got and provided heat for everyone and firewood to start providing heat for everybody in the camps. That to try to start saving the lives and curbing the events of that night. I walked to the gas station, one of Rocky's old helpers that he used to pay to help him. He removed by force and actually beat the hell out of him because he was caught trying to kill his wife and stealing and robbing from him. Led me into the trap and fucking convinced me to take this person for a ride to Western Union to get some gas money. He would fill my tank up that morning, and was one of the biggest things that drove me was that anybody who could help me put gas in my car to help keep my dogs warm. Yeah. That was the heat source for my dogs. I had 5 dogs then. Okay. And that's what led to one thing after another, and they said, I found myself with my dogs inside of a tent. Yeah. For a week straight. At that point, I decided I was getting out of there. Me and them were getting out of there alive. We were not fucking making it across that border.
How did you get clean off the drugs?
How did I get clean?
Stand right there.
Sorry. How did I get clean off the drugs? One thing led to another, and time again, finally led to me hitting the moment that fucking decided that fate and decided on me going to rehab and get clean. Yeah. And I kept going back to jail back to back, you name it. But when I finally the first time that fucking something major hit me, it was like a dog effect after that, back to back, day after day. Yeah. First thing it was my own sister that meant the world to me died from an overdose, and the only person she called was me. Yeah. And I was gnawed the fuck out and didn't even get the call. Yeah. And I was notified my sister was dead, and I had to bury her. Yeah. At that point, but the next thing you know, many people. Next thing you know, people were robbing me back to back, and then they stole my goddamn dogs. Wow. Stole my dogs. Fucking dog fighting. My two girls were the most important to me, and fucking 2 of my other 2 dogs if I finally found they were already deceased, they'd been shredded alive in a fight. Yeah. But that led me to find my 2 girls, and then me busting that ring up at that. But not only did I bust it up, but I went to jail for burning it down instead.
So you went to jail for arson?
Yeah, I went to jail for arson for burning the fucking property down where they were fighting the dogs at that. Yeah. Because I was told that to let it go and let them go and take them in. That and not cross that line, but my girls are my kids. That's my daughters. Yeah. And you cross the line when you fucking hurt my babies, and I couldn't help it. At that point I lost it all. Okay. And I went to jail for arson and served 3 months straight, and didn't have a bond, nothing. I didn't even see hope that I was coming home. Yeah. And I had no idea what happened to my girls during that time. So I made the choice to ask for fucking rehab. Yeah. If I could go home possibly to my girls after I got done, would they let me go to rehab? And God blessed me that day.
Yeah, that's great that you're clean.
Yeah. And now I'm out here trying to help save lives as well.
Okay.
But this is my family. This is my where I started. This is where everything started for me.
Yeah.
This is where, my entire purpose in life was realized, was my whole life changed at that. Maybe there was a lot of bad that happened to me out here. Yeah. But I've met some of the best people in the world out here, too. But they were just lost because of the evil that touches them and the things that are done to them at that and living out here.
What's one of the worst things you saw being out here?
One of the worst things I've seen is when somebody that didn't even know walked up in here and they took and they drugged him out and beat him half to death and then set him on fire while he was still alive and burned him alive.
Oh, wow.
All because he was a stranger walking up into fucking someone's camp.
Wow.
And you have to keep your mouth shut when that happens too. Yeah. Or you turn up dead. And I knew too much. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
anyone dealing with addiction or homelessness, what's some advice that you can give them to get clean like you are, or to get in a better situation?
I don't know if I can advise them on any way to do this the right way, because everybody has their own reasons for why they do what they do. And some people, it's just too much for them.
Yeah.
But I would like to advise anybody out there who think there's no hope for them to get better, or that without the drugs they cannot deal with everything they've been through. They won't make it. They're not strong enough. There's nothing left out there for them to know that. You would not believe what things that people have said about me. When I fucking first touched fentanyl, people found out I was on fentanyl. I will tell you this. Everybody said there's no hope left in the world, because if the strongest person we've ever met out there, even the beacon of hope for the world at that, light bringer who walks in a room and brings light to that room no matter how dark it is.
Yeah.
The lifesaver, the one who always shows up when it's least suspected, has got help to save our lives. She can fall off on the drug of evil at that, because she's hurting so bad. There's no hope. But I'll tell you what, even I thought there was no hope for the world at that point. I died 20 times and didn't want to quit. I lost everything and still didn't quit. Nothing could stop me.
Yeah. So
there is hope. We do recover. And all I can say is don't become a statistic.
Yeah.
Fight, hold on to yourself, fight it. Yeah. There is hope. You can recover. It's all about finding the right reasons and finding the right people.
Right.
Change everything. You change your environment, you change your people, you change your mindset, you change it all. Don't forget. Even if you do get sober and you accidentally mess up, call your support system. Don't fall off.
Yeah.
Keep fighting. You will get there one day.
Was there anything that you wanted to be growing up?
I said I wanted to be a cop.
Okay.
Then cops made me hate them. And then they stopped being the fucking image of safety and security to me, and they started being the image of danger and taking everything from me, in my eyes. Time and time again, they fucking put their hands on me and tried everything possible to take me into custody. Now, don't get me wrong, unlike most, I take responsibility for my own actions. I tried to go and find them. I resisted. I did all these things that led to that. Yeah. Time I didn't see it like that, but now I do. I've grown a lot. But I will tell you this. Another thing I wanted to become was a veterinarian, but about fucking a year ago for today, I still was sitting there thinking there's no hope I was ever going to achieve my dreams of being a veterinarian. Oh,
you still can.
But I am a vet.
Okay.
I finally graduated 2 months after that year mark. Okay. And I had walked across that stage with my dog at that, with my doctorate being handed to me. And now, in about a month from now, I go to Arkansas to receive my keys to my own clinic, vehicle, and sanctuary.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Any last things you want to say to the people that see this, that may know you personally, or anyone that'll see this?
Yeah. Take the image you have of me and wipe it away clean. I'm not who you think I am. You think I'm this great person, you think I'm this strong human being, you think I'm all this shit, you think I'm a godly person. Let me tell you, I'm a drug addict who's in recovery. I'm a thief, I'm a criminal, I'm a God-born person, I'm a God's daughter at that. We're born again. But am I perfect? Am I all these good things you say? Not even close.
Yeah.
The things I've seen keep my mouth shut, the things I've done, the things I've become is exactly who I am. But guess who else I am? I am all those things, but I am me, and I fought to become a good person again. Yeah. There's nothing in this world that can take you so far away that you cannot be this person that everyone thinks you are. Yes, I am who you say I am, but not really. I've been that person. I've been fucking the most evil person in the world. I've been the most mean person. I've done things I'm not proud of.
Yeah.
Nobody ever knew that was close to me, and not even my own family knew that I was a drug addict. But I'll tell you what, not only am I a drug addict, I'm a fentanyl addict, I'm a fucking meth addict, I'm an alcoholic, I'm a weed addict, I'm all of it. But I'm in recovery.
Yeah. So what are you doing, like, to not, relapse?
I changed everything.
Okay.
But the thing is, it's all about fucking having it in your head. No means no.
Yeah.
Now I look at my phone screen, or I look at my dog right beside me. Every time I'm getting exposed to it, or I have the craving, I look down and I say, "What do you say?" My dog starts wagging its tail, smiling at me, and everything all over again. Jumps in my lap, kisses on me when she's present, or that picture tells all. And let me tell you what, that's enough for me to say no.
Yeah.
And I stay clean because of that reason. My dog's everything to me.
Okay. I appreciate it. I wish you the best. Hopefully, sooner rather than later, you get to have a better quality of life, and get to your veterinarian job and, live on.
Thank you.
But I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for letting me tell my story.
Okay.